What is going on, guys? My name is Phamily Shucks and welcome back to another episode of Clash of Clans. This is episode 1 of our Barching 2 Champion series, and it's going to be an exciting yet short series, so I hope you guys are ready for it. Now this intro episode to this Barching 2 Champion series is a little bit different. It doesn't have all my attacks. I instead added some defensive replays and also an attack of another player, just because the last time we left off, I believe we were in like 3068, and that was a little bit under 3100 trophies, and between that time and till this point in the episode, not a lot of exciting gameplay has happened. I know you guys still want to see the barching and all the bases that I attack, but still not a lot of exciting stuff that I thought would be enjoyable for you guys, which is also the reason why I didn't record it. And it might have been the fact that I forgot to record some more because I went hard in the paint that day. Now this base right here is a very common base that I see between the trophy ranges of 2900 and also 3100. It's a very easy base to barch. Now the only thing that you have to worry about are the wizard tower placements and also the expo placements. Now on this base, the expo placements and also the wizard tower placements are completely fine. They're supposed to be where they're supposed to be. The only time you should be a little bit worried is if the expos are switched in the position of the mortars and the wizard towers are switched in the position of the elixir storages. Now obviously you still will be able to get the 50% and above the 50% because it's a very easy base, but you will have to use your heroes and also some crafty lightning spells just to pick up the last couple percent. Now another tip on this base if you are attacking is that a lot of people tend to put the builder huts right on top of the town hall. Usually there's 2 or 3 builder huts up there, so you can always expect an easy percent right there with your lightning spells, and also don't forget the altars, which I usually take out sometimes. Now this next base right here is a pretty tricky one, but I always attack it because it is a very easy base to attack. The only thing that you really have to worry about are the bottom of this base, because there are 2 outside Teslas. Usually the 2 other Teslas are right where the Infernos are, right on top where that 2x2 gaps are, and they usually fuck you up because on the bottom, outside Teslas are a nightmare. They screw up everything. So that's why whenever I see this base, I always place down my Barbarian King and rage him. So that way it protects my troops, and also my Barbarian King can go ham jam jabroni right down in the center. So you can see right there, I put him down, he can go ham, he takes out everything, he sucks in all the giant bombs and just takes in all the hits, and it allows my archers to take out all the buildings down there that I need. Now he also is able to take out a good amount of percentage. Now right here I'm going to freeze it. Now you guys tell me if you guys want me to implement this freezing thing at the beginning of a raid or after, so that way I can analyze it before I show you guys the attack. But for this quick one, I just want to show you guys that there will always be 2 giant bombs at the top if there are storages there. So you can always expect giant bombs there if you are attacking this kind of base. Now heading into the next replay, we got my buddy Shlami attacking Trill from the clan Penis Land. We all know it spells Penis Land, or it says Penis Land, so you can't hide it from me. But he's going to be barching this base. A pretty easy base to barch. He does deal well with the outside Teslas, which I say multiple times messes up your barch raids on so many levels. It just absolutely sucks. You should not panic if you see them, but a little bit of panic wouldn't be that bad. Now, a common question that I like to address is that people ask me, how do I know that there's 50% on the outside? Because Barch is mainly an attack that relies on the 50%, so you're obviously screwed if you don't get that 50% or if you don't pick the right base, which is crucial, especially up at this trophy count. You've got to pick the right base to attack, or else you're just basically going to piss all your trophies away. Now, the only recommendation I have is that look at all the buildings on the outside. Now, it's a really difficult thing to address because so many bases are so different, because there are many variations to take out that 50%. You can take out some buildings here, some buildings there, leave some buildings, or just completely ignore them throughout the raid. Now the only advice that I have for beginners or for like mediocre people who want to pick up Barch would be to look at the easy buildings like the barracks, the mines, the pumps, the drills, the spell factory, the builder huts, the army camps, and easy accessible defenses on the outside that aren't covered a lot by point defenses or splash towers. Now that in total should get you around like 40 something percent, 45% on a good base. So if you look at the bases that I do attack, just pay attention to the amount of buildings on the outside, and also which buildings I take out, which ones I leave alone, which ones I lightning strike, because those are going to be the crucial factors, because at this point, everything is kind of instinctual. I kind of know what I want to get, which bases I know I can take on, which one I can't, which buildings are one hit, and so on. Now this kind of ties in with how people ask me, how many barbarians do I lay on each side? How many archers do I lay on each side? Now it's kind of hard to explain because I don't have an exact amount. I eyeball it. I just think it's natural for me because you can kind of tell if this amount of barbarians is sufficient enough to protect your archers. And the same thing vice versa. Is this enough archers to take out the buildings before the barbarians die and before I die also? So you have to keep that in mind. And don't forget, you're covering the whole base, not just one side. So don't just like focus all your troops on one side, because you're basically wasting and weakening the amount of buildings you'll be able to take out on the other sides. So just keep that in mind. I don't know what else I could cover. You can just see that this is a defensive replay that some champion attacked me. He only got 2-star for 90-something% because he ran out of time. So haha, fuck you, asshole bitch. Stealing 4 trophies, nice 12-hour shield or 16-hour shields. And right now, this is the progress that we are at, 3168. Like I said in the previous episode, in that ending to the Barch to 3000, I was hoping to get over 3100 trophies, which I have done. Now, at this point, I have been struggling. So it's a little bit of a spoiler. I have been struggling a lot in my trophy count, and I'm not really happy because I'm wasting a ton of gems, a ton of my time, and I don't like it. But this is kind of a wrap up to this first episode of our Barch 2 Champions. So thank you guys for watching, and bye bye!